Hello, everybody. So we're getting ready to work on the wing. The wing is in two sections attached to either side of the fuselage. It comes on the plan. It's drawn like this, and I thought, well, I could either leave it like this. It's actually I cut the plan in half. I didn't need the other part of the sheet, and the less I'm pinning and taping to the board, again, because it's such a small workspace, the better it is. The less I'm actually pinning down. The previous project, the Stearman, was a big airplane, and it really took up a lot of the board, which was, not really what I'm used to. So that was a kind of a challenging build in a lot of different ways. Not just the aircraft itself, but dealing with the workspace that I have in with such a large airframe. This much smaller airplane, and so, but getting back to the wing, it's drawn up like this. The left and right wing and they're reversed, and I thought what I'd do is cut this apart, so I did, and I'll just do it like this, I think, because we'll probably do it this way. Tape it up and cover it in this configuration, and that way I can work on the left and right half simultaneously. And it won't matter that the wording and so forth here is upside down, because it's all identical. It's the same instructions. It gives it, the size of the stringers, which number of each rib, and all of that is spelled out, upright here. So it really doesn't matter. It's upside down, because as I'm working on this one, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to say it all. I mean, I could, but it's pretty obvious why I want to do it this way. And so the point is that when you're working from plan sheets and with instructions and kits and stuff, you don't necessarily have to follow and do everything the way it's laid out on their instructions and paper and so forth. You can cut these apart. Once you're familiar with. And so it's very important that you do make yourself familiar with the instructions and with the plan sheets, and what's on both sides of them, so that you're not cutting anything up that's important. Now, this is why we have Scotch tape. If you do cut something up, you can always tape it back together. Usually at the end of a project, what I'll do is I'll meticulously try to reassemble the plan that I've chopped to pieces and tape it back together, and I keep them. I don't know why I keep the plan sheets. I don't know why, or at least I try to. Every once in a while, we do a big clean out in the shed here, and a lot of times over the years I've gotten rid of some of those, and I really wish that I hadn't. But it happens. But at any rate, it's okay to cut these up. It's okay to follow the plan or not follow the plan exactly, as long as you understand what you're deviating from and why, and that you're not in that process omitting a critical step at a key point of the construction. In other words, you don't want to seal up the fuselage and then discover you've got a pair of formers that should have been in there, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm going to begin working on the wings. I'm going to I cut the plan up so I could work on both the left and right layup portion simultaneously. Infill is a different story. Infill is going to be obviously one after the other. What else? Our floats are ready for paint. I'm gonna skip the gesso on these and go straight to primer. I just want to see what that looks like. on these floats. I've put 4 applications of the filler, and they're pretty glazed. I mean, there's not a whole lot of exposed wood grain that I can see, but that's what the primer will tell me. So I'm going to spray them with the primer tomorrow probably, and just see what that looks like on there. It won't matter that these are getting primered, because the float assembly in its entirety is going to be sprayed with the clear aluminum, or the gloss aluminum paint. And boy, I sure hope I have enough of that. I didn't even check. But that's, that's the plan there. So these, these are going to get primered and painted along with the floats. I wasn't going to do all that separately and then assemble it, so that's that. So that's paint ready. This is probably paint ready. I'm going to go over it one more time with sandpaper alone, and just to pick up any rough spots that I can see under the light. There's a few things I can see I need to do. So there's just one more round of really light sanding for that, and it'll be ready for paint. So it's time to lay up the wings, and once I get these laid up, I'll start cutting and fitting struts to attach the floats to the airplane. We won't attach them because we're not painting yet, but I want to get them all cut and labeled and ready to install, so that while I'm filling and sanding and shaping the wings, I can get paint on the fuselage and the floats, and then get them assembled in between bouts of sanding and filling and everything else I'm doing. So at the very last, we'll have a complete airplane except for the wings, totally complete. I think I'll leave the windows off, but everything else will be painted and ready, done. Yeah, I think even the windows will be on there, because they have to go on before. I think they'll need to be on there before the wings go on too. So, all right, so that'll all be completely done, and then we'll just take the wings right through to paint prep and final paint, and attach them as completed, fully painted to the fully painted airplane. I don't know if I've ever done that before, but in this circumstance, the way this airplane is designed, it seems like it makes sense. So I do have to remember to take off these, at least one each of these F1s, line them up with the fuselage here, line them up just a bit proud, a little bit high along here, because I'm going to be sanding into it when I'm finishing the wings, and put 2 holes into mark and drill 2 holes right through the 2 F1s and into the fuselage here, because we're going to be pinning the wings. We're going to be using wood dowel, I think. Here, I'll be using these. So what we'll have is 2 hardwood pins on each side, and they'll be painted white to match the interior. 1 fore and 1 aft. And so by pre-drilling the F1s lined up and with the alignment all done, the wings should slide right into proper position. So it'll be key to identify each one of the F1s, one for the right wing, one for the left wing, make sure that we know which one we marked and drilled where, so that we don't get them crossed up and then it's useless. And then use those at each of the wing roots, the pre-drilled and identified F1s. And then we'll probably be, with that hole there, we'll just use that as a guide to go into the next F1 after layup, and then insert the pin such that it goes through the wing, about this far, right? So let's see, let's put it one next to this spar and one in front of this bar. So these will be our drilling locations for the F1. So right behind here and right in front of here. Those will be our 2 drilling positions. And then rather than drill 4 F1s, I don't need to do that. I'll just drill the wing root one and then use that hole as a guide to drill into the next one after the wings are completed and laid up. We'll insert our pins and cut them off right about, I don't know, here. That's all we'll need to go into the airplane. We don't need to jam the full length of a toothpick in on each side. They'll hit each other anyway. So this is, I don't know if I moved the camera or what, but anyway, so these will be the 2 positions we go with, and this will be the hardwood dowel that we use to try and help us align the wings when we install them, right? Does that make sense? I don't even know where the camera was pointing half the time there. So, but anyway, that's this is the next phase of construction. Okay.